Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, ready for my cocktail.
Really?
Yes, I am. You know, it's just the cold outside. You want to drink something to warm you up.
Well, you know, alcohol
Works in reverse. Yeah.
does not warm you up. You feel the warmth as it goes down for a little bit, but then it really...
Your skin doesn't work. So the cold, you know, one thing, I'm glad I'm not a cold miner, because that would be a horrible job. It's cold enough as it is. You wouldn't want to be a cold miner, right?
A cold miner.
Yes, a cold miner.
No, I wouldn't want to be that.
Yes.
Cold. But, you know, the weather is something. Finally, we're getting a change in the weather. I kind of like it.
Were you ever a cold miner?
Pretended to be winter, no.
No.
And so your cocktail is on the way.
Thank goodness.
We don't have any drinks, but have you been eaten anywhere interesting lately?
No.
We talk a lot about food on this show.
And me? Actually, I did.
Yeah?
Now that you bring it up, I totally forgot.
Oh, really?
We went to Deming to the Chinese food place.
What's the name of it?
I think it's called China.
China.
It's right on the main street. It was
China Deming.
Yes, China Deming. It was...
What distinguished it from Las Cruces Chinese restaurants?
Well, they gave you quite a lot of substance,
Rice.
a lot of protein and vegetables.
Okay.
The people I went with, Seal and Peter, she loved their shrimp with walnuts.
Yes.
And really, a bowl of shrimp like this, it's a plate. Something I never saw on a menu, a number of things, chicken or shrimp or beef with fluffy eggs. That was the name of it. Fluffy eggs doesn't seem to be a Chinese recipe, does it?
Like
fluffy. Can you volunteer a suggestion?
It's not like egg foo young.
Well, I asked what fluffy eggs was, and she says, "Well, it's like a sauce."
Ah.
But it wasn't. I had to get the fluffy eggs and chicken.
Okay.
It's really fluffy eggs, like scrambled eggs with chicken in it and some flavoring. Tastes great. It's not really It's not Chinese.
Breakfast, actually.
I know it's not Chinese, but you can get it with shrimp. I know how you like shrimp, because you know they don't have anuses, and or chicken or beef, and the flavor's great. But they also had a number of other dishes that were good.
Very good.
But that's, of course, how we got to Chinese food. An interesting place to go.
Okay.
All the way to Deming, an hour or so.
Did they have beer and wine?
We were there for lunch. I don't know.
Okay.
No, we didn't try it.
But so you're recommending it?
I would. I would also say that new place that's in town here in Las Cruces, for those of you who don't want to bother going 2 hours traveling to eat someplace, the Mesilla Valley Barbecue, that new place that people have been waiting for.
In the old Casa Luna restaurant.
It was Casa Luna, and then it was some Middle Eastern place. Most recently it was Fox's Pizza. This one may take. They may be there for a while.
Well, there's no reason why a good barbecue joint can't last in this town.
Well, that's true. We do like barbecue. A good barbecue is good. Rasco's was really good. You know, even though Mesilla Valley Barbecue was good, they give you 1/3 of a pound of meat on sandwiches, which is quite substantial.
Nice. Nothing I love better than a good barbecue chicken sandwich.
They do have barbecue chicken. It's chopped chicken.
And that's what I like. Chopped, fine.
Chopped. They have ribs like that. I didn't taste the ribs. A friend of mine had the barbecued pork, pulled pork. I had sliced brisket. Brisket was pretty good.
And then sides? How about the sides?
They had, I had potato salad. Somebody else had French fries, which were a little soggy.
Soggy and greasy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could do better. But they also have barbecued beans, which I didn't taste, which could be good. The good thing about the place is it feels like a homey little place, friendly. You come in, there's no mysteries. The prices are really good.
Did it smell like a barbecue joint?
Oh man, it smelled like incredible.
Do they have sawdust on the floor?
They don't have sawdust on the floor, but they use both mesquite or mesquite. What's the pronunciation? You're from here.
We say mesquite wood.
Anyway, and pecan.
Yeah, very good.
Pecan wood.
Pecan, Michael.
Pecan. Well, different meats are they use different woods.
Excellent.
Pretty good. It's sort of like a Scotch, you know.
Okay, so there's smoked meisters in there?
Yes, and the inside it's smoky and outside it's smoky.
Gotta love it. Okay, based on your recommendation, I will try them out.
Yes, and they have chicken for you.
Thank you. I also hear they have fish.
They might.
I heard it's on the menu.
But they talk about in the paper the 3 levels of barbecue sauce.
Yes.
I like the yellow mustardy one. It's pretty good.
They have a sweet, they have a hot, and in the middle they have the mustardy sauce.
And the friend I had there liked the hot stuff. The middle, the basic stuff, it's just okay.
Well, okay.
But it's fun eating there. It's clear cut. I'd go there right now. We have time.
Well,
Think I can get out of here?
Well,
come back before the next.
We're done by 11:30 today,
Okay,
Michael, so we can get over there by lunch easily.
I think so. That'd be good. Anyhow, it's pretty good. Rasco's still top of my list. Juicier, a little juicier meat. The flavor is slightly
more to your suiting.
Yes. So everybody's got their own thing, but I would definitely eat at Mesilla Valley Barbecue.
And they're just getting out the ground, so they have room to improve as they get going. They've only been open a couple of weeks.
Well, this guy apparently he's the guy that came in to help Maison de Mesilla when it went ballistic after the TV show. So he tried to get them back together, and people said to him, "Why don't you?" This is a story in the Sun News. That's where I get all my information. He tried to help her out, and people said, you love barbecue, why don't you do your own restaurant?
Okay.
So he did. He was there. He stays there.
Good. I'm looking forward to talking to him.
It's good.
Now, you can get things to go there, can't you? I'm sure you can get food to go.
You mean like trains?
No, food to go at the barbecue. But
oh, you can get food to take out. If you want
Yes.
things to go, you have to go to a bus station or a train station.
I don't know. Food to go, take away, and they probably give it to you in big plastic bags, though, I bet.
No.
No?
No, they probably do.
I'm sure they do.
What are those? Tank tops. Those are very sexy
Plastic
tank tops.
tank tops. See-through.
Kids are walking around with those. It's like 40 degrees out. They're walking around. Is that what this story is about? Kids walking around with those tank tops on, shorts. They're crazy.
Well, no,
Is that what that story is about?
Those are, if you ever did the shopping, you'd know those are plastic bags.
No.
One single-use plastic bags that you get in the grocery store or any other kind of store.
Why would you have maids if you...
Remember when they used to ask
Why
you
would you
paper
wanna
or plastic? Well, now it's just plastic. They don't ask you about paper anymore.
Because it's lighter.
And it costs more, paper does. But
Yes.
California,
California
has banned the plastic bag, and now Silver City,
long time ago, yes.
Silver City, New Mexico, has now banned the single-use plastic bags.
Silver City was always progressive, just like California, because you know what? They're closer to California than we are, so they get that influence, that aura of California, or the ganja. So, it's coming both from Colorado and California, all that smoke.
I see.
So Silver City stays stoned, and they're forward-thinking.
Well, you don't have to be stoned to realize
Are you going to tell some facts here?
that plastic bags are the scourge of the planet.
Only if you're a pelican.
And so, if you go shopping in Silver
How are
City,
they the scourge? Why
you have
don't
to
you
take your
define
own bags.
You can't just blatantly say they're
Yes,
the
I can.
scourge of the planet. You're going to say the same thing about the Keystone Pipeline. It's the scourge of the planet.
I have cactus in my
bags.
front yard, and plastic bags are just a magnet to it. And so I'm always pulling plastic bags off the cactus in my front yard.
Maybe
They wind up in the ocean. Sea turtles eat them and choke to death. They find them in whales. They are the scourge of the planet, Michael. And I'm glad to see that they are being banned slowly but surely.
I never send my plastic bags to the ocean. I keep them right here.
And I
put
recycle
garbage in them and then throw them in the
You
garbage.
probably don't. Yeah, you throw
I do
yours away.
recycle. No, I recycle them at
my plastic
Albertsons,
bags.
as you do. Is that where you
Of course
recycle
I
them?
do. Albertsons and anywhere else that allows you to recycle them.
I am, earth conscious. I'm conscious of the earth. It's here somewhere. I just can't find it.
And so I just think it's good news that Silver City is more progressive than Las Cruces ever will be.
So how do you carry? You carry everything like in your arms? What do you do?
When I go to Albertsons, I take my own bags.
What is those bags made out of?
Fiber.
Fiber.
Yeah, they're reusable. These are single-use
You
bags.
could use them over and over.
Well,
people use them over and over.
True, but they wear out.
You can wear them as a hat.
I take sturdy plastic bags that they hold 6 times more groceries than one of these bags does.
I know, it's too heavy. These aren't that heavy.
Albertsons pays you if you bring your own bags.
A whole nickel.
Nickel per bag.
But think about all the homeless people. The homeless people use that as their luggage.
Well, they're going to have to use
What are you going to do, class them up?
better plastic bags.
Class them up.
Yeah.
Bring them. Next time you see a homeless person, just give them a better quality
They can thank
plastic
me.
bag. Yes.
Because
How is that going to affect us? We're going to have paper instead of plastic. Paper, you got to shoot down trees.
no, these are fibers like hemp.
Hemp?
Yeah, hemp bags. Sure.
Hemp
Canvas.
is illegal in most states,
You can buy hemp bags now.
Canvas.
You
So
can't
have
smoke a bag.
You have to kill canvas trees.
They don't mind.
You know, we have a number. In fact, I brought my working stuff here in one of those bags. We have tons of those bags now in the house. They just pile up.
Don't you recycle them?
No, the ones that are not plastic, the ones made out of canvas, you don't throw them away. The ones, the thick plastic things, you just keep them, and then bigger and bigger space in your closet gets taken up by them. So, you know, there you go. You're still using stuff.
You have no choice.
The quantity, actually, they don't get into the ocean to choke whales. I wouldn't want to choke whales because they're mammals, and that means they have, you know, big brains like we do.
Yes. So,
which is good.
Now.
Oh, you're like...
We can still go and vote, I think, today. Vote for what, you say?
What, on Saturday?
I think you can. The school board elections are coming up and early voting has begun.
Yeah.
You can vote down at the...
You don't want to take this to the last minute, folks, because it gets too exciting.
You can vote down at the county building on 845 North Motel Boulevard. That's where early voting takes place now until Election Day for the school board elections.
And then where will voting be? At each school district? They're not going to. There's only 2 school districts that are voting. So if you're not in those school districts,
well, you can always vote down at the county building.
Vote for somebody else.
So I don't. How many people are running, Michael?
There are 5 in one district, and I think 2 or 3 in the other district.
I see.
So, a couple of people. We have all the facts here. This is such an important election. It just, you know.
Well, this is early notice for the early voting. Next week we'll have more information on who's running.
That's true.
Et cetera, et cetera.
We will.
Right.
I once voted for that election until I found out that everybody else. I thought nobody was running. I'm thinking, I'll do it.
So you ran for school board.
I was going to do it. Right. If they didn't have anybody, I'll do it.
And then what happened?
Well, I was bored in school.
You were bored in school, so
I figured I'd be perfect for the school board because that's what I was defined as.
Apparently nobody agreed with you.
Well, everybody agreed because they all ran, and I figured let them run. I'm not going to schlep myself out running. I just walk slowly, so I didn't have to run for the office. Hence, I wasn't stuck going to meetings every night. And you get into, not to discourage anybody, I'm sure you'd not be discouraged by this, but you get all the worst criticism when you're on the school board because they blame everything on you.
Sure.
Yet, there's nothing you can do that really is helpful. You have very little power. You're one of many people, and most of the stuff you can do.
The school board is a committee.
Yes.
So a committee.
Well, it's a board.
Oh God. You know, a board is a committee.
Yes.
A committee is a board. You know, they say.
Don't get anybody else bored by telling that stuff.
A camel is a horse designed by a committee.
Yeah. That was an elephant.
Camel.
With the nose. Anyway. So what are you saying here? Go out and vote?
I'm saying go out and vote. But
perhaps this afternoon or perhaps next week.
Well, tune in next week. We'll give you some more information about who's running, why you might want to vote or not vote for them.
If there's still an election on, it may end up being. They're usually Tuesdays, aren't they?
Yeah, voting days are usually on Tuesdays around here.
If you have something else that you have to do, obviously you're not going to go. But, you know, you got nothing to do, go vote.
You know, in a lot of municipalities, they have election day on Saturday. So the people can't use the excuse of they have to work to vote. So having the elections on Saturdays really might not be a bad idea around here.
How about Sunday? Because then you've gone to the church, your pastor or whatever your religious leader
can tell you who to vote
has
for?
Just told you who to vote for, even though, you know, churches are nonpartisan. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah, it's true. They can't be, they can't take a side in any political thing. Yet they always seem to.
They always seem to, don't they?
Yes, they do. But it would be illegal because they wouldn't be 501c whatever they are.
They would lose their nonprofit status, wouldn't they?
So we're going to go change our status and go to our commercials.
We'll take a break.
And we'll be back and tell you what the status of our state is.
We'll be back after these words.
Is that what we're going to do? Be back?
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free.
It only takes a speck of blood, and it gives me my results in 5 seconds.
And there's no coding for easier, more accurate results.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free.
Get ready, America! The Affordable Health Care Act is here, and it's got everyone asking, how affordable health insurance that's right for me. The answer is simpler than you think. Pick up the phone and call I Can Benefit right now. Waiting for you is a team of licensed insurance agents who understand healthcare reform and can help you find the right plan to take care of you and your family's health. Don't wait. Call now and get the answers you deserve and a price you'll love.
Call toll-free 1-800-426-2163.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers' high rate and high pay are everywhere.
They're making another minimum payment. Great. Most of the money goes to us.
One call to Consolidated Credit can get the debt suckers off your neck.
They lower his rates and consolidate his bills into one low payment. Consolidated Credit drives us batty.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
'Cause debt sucks.
Call now.
Call Consolidated Credit at 1-800-530-4571. Call now.
And we're back. This is Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. Still here and still on the side of the right.
You mean the left?
It depends on how you're looking at us.
Well, looking on the left right there.
I'm on your right, aren't I?
You're on my right, our left.
Well, that TV is facing the wrong way.
Well, you know, there's a group out there who looks at the politicians around the country, and
one group only.
They investigate them, and they actually have determined who are the most corrupt governors in the United States.
Oh, and we should elect those people,
and they've come up with a top 10 list. Well, we have.
Well, we did.
We did.
What?
We did.
Who's that?
They listed our own governor, Susana Martinez, is one of the most corrupt governors in the country.
Is she about to punch us?
And
in that picture?
Yeah. So
that's great color. I like that picture.
Well, their criteria for naming her as one of the most corrupt governors in the country.
You have to have at least 5 things to make them corrupt.
Yeah, she made all 5.
Oh, incredible.
Well, here's what they are. She used state resources for political purposes. That's really against the law.
Oh, I guess so.
And she's
personal stuff.
She was caught doing that. She was.
Does she have a hot tub?
Investigations into the awarding of a state contract to a large campaign donor.
There is investigations.
Yes.
Regarding that. They haven't determined it, but we pretty much know that she does have a large campaign donor, and she did give contracts to some people from Arizona.
Yes.
As well as probably other things. So that's good. That's still being investigated.
And the top 10 governors are apparently all guilty of that one.
Well, how do you get to be governor if you don't do that?
That's right. She's also was found guilty of using private email for public business. See, public email is public record. She didn't want people to be able to see those emails, so she used her private emails for state public business. And it's clearly against the law and a corrupt thing to do.
Does she use Facebook for private or public reasons?
I don't know if she uses Facebook.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to check her Facebook.
I'm not. We're not Facebook
You're not friends.
No.
She'll friend you, but you got to know who your friends are. You got to know who your friends are. What else is there? Well, I mean, you have a litany of accusations here.
Apparently, she's also guilty of withholding public records.
Well, you know, they accuse almost every politician of doing that. Once they get in office, there are public records withheld. So once they get out, or once they do their library, then you find out, or then they're redacted. I think we still haven't heard all of Richard Nixon's redacted minutes.
No, some we never will.
7 minutes that are just gone
erased
forever.
And so corruption. We're talking about corruption in public office here.
Yes. But, you know, we're the top 10 in education. Oh, no, we're in the bottom.
We're in the bottom. Also, she improperly
interfered
with the Labor Relations Board.
So she's having...
she's anti-labor. She's pro-big business. to the expense of the
well,
workers.
That's why she gets voted in, because big business votes her in. Oh wait, the people vote her in. So how does big business?
Well, the Koch brothers paid for her campaign, so that's how she afforded the campaign.
Ah, well, there are a lot of Republicans in this part of the country.
Well, plus, you know, the FBI and other agencies are investigating her husband, Chuck Franco's expenses.
Well, he was a sheriff, so he would know the best way to be corrupt, because you know you got to know the good to know the other side.
He was he billed the state expenses for an alligator hunting trip.
Yeah.
For
that's
also
a little old news.
And he used a state-owned vehicle while doing it, traveling to another state to hunt alligators.
Well, you know, there's not many alligators in New Mexico, so you'd have to go outside.
It's true.
So to find them. So I think he was doing a public investigation to see what alligators were like, and if he found them, he'd kill them. As a sheriff, I think it's his duty to kill alligators, especially if they don't raise their hands over their heads.
Well,
say don't shoot, don't shoot.
Except he's not a sheriff; he's first gentleman.
Yeah, but he was a sheriff, so he's got practice. Well, good. You know, at least we're first in something. That's what I like about this country.
First in corruption, yes.
Last in education, last in, I think we're the best. I guess it depends on how you phrase it. We're best in child abuse.
We're number one in child abuse.
Very good child abuse.
Number one in poverty.
Education, pretty much, if I said sucks, that would show they have a bad education, so I won't say that.
Well, we're near the bottom of that.
We're pretty close, yes. Anyway, you don't care that much about that. We have bigger fish to fry.
Well, you know, if the Keystone Pipeline was coming through New Mexico,
we
get it,
yes. But they wouldn't let the line go for solar energy to go through White Sands Missile Range, right? They'd oppose that, but having Keystone come through with its noxious sludge.
Well, it's underground, so nobody would know that
there
it's leaking.
There it is, underground.
Well, that looks more like the Alaskan Pipeline, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you know, everything's going to be underground in a few eons, because that's how the Earth works. It just churns itself up. So, yeah. They'll be able to find that oil in a couple of eons.
So the Republicans are going.
Now that they're in charge of Congress,
this pipeline that's taking Canadian sludge oil down to Galveston, so it can be put on ships and taken to China. So the U.S. takes all the risk, and
we get 32 jobs.
And we get
32 full-time jobs.
Once it's down, we'll get 30 to 40 jobs. Well, there'd be several thousand jobs while they're building it.
Yes, and it'll take probably a year or two to build. And then those guys will be out of work. But you can say temporarily they can
so we don't get that oil. It doesn't help us one bit.
It's not a long-term, it's a short-term patch.
Yeah, we take the risk for nothing, really.
Unless they come up with another pipeline in 2 years, and then we get to build another one. Maybe this one will come down from another place and go to a different place. Maybe at some point we'll get one. Maybe they should do what they should have been doing all along, is doing the pipipeline from Minnesota, get all their water and bring it to New Mexico and California.
That's
what you need a pipeline for, not for sludge. Well, gas is way cheaper than it was. Maybe it'll go back up. But you know, without using plastic bags, we won't need that oil for producing plastic bags.
That's right.
We have more fuel-efficient cars, unless people think that now that gas is cheap, they should go back and buy their Hummers. They say, well, as long as it's cheap, well, might as well burn it up. Can people be so lack of foresight?
Well, I remember back when they were trying to authorize the Alaskan pipeline to go through, and all they had to do was up the price of gas, which they did. And there was a gas crisis there for a while in the 70s.
Panic everybody.
And, you know, the gas prices were so high, they had to let you put that pipeline through the baby's crib. Just give me some gas.
Just put the gas on, yes.
So, anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yes, it's very exciting because once Obama vetoes it, which he's going to do that because I pressed a button on the computer saying he should.
Okay.
He listens to me. You know, I get mail from him.
You've got a pipeline into Obama.
I got a direct pipeline. You just press the button. You say, I agree. Keep the pipeline out because we don't need.
Okay.
Nobody wants pipes going through your things.
You know, they say that the homicides in Juarez are down.
Who said that?
Well, the newspapers are saying
Oh, okay, then it's true.
The statistics on the homicides down in Mexico and in Chihuahua County, yes. Juarez.
Which is very good for us. This statistics.
I used to go to Juarez all the time.
And so did I, but we didn't go together.
We did once, didn't we?
We must have gone together once.
I thought I tried to leave you there. I ditched you.
I did.
Well,
you
came back.
You took me to a place that had 50-cent tequilas. Tasted like nail polish remover. Yeah, that was memorable.
So the murders are down in homicide. The murders are down in Juarez?
And most of the murders are basically a lot of domestic stuff. There's probably still some gang stuff, but considering what they were like something like 4,000 a year.
Juarez was murder at the center of the whole world there for a while.
And now, luckily, they're dropping to 400 or less. And most of it, a lot of it comes from domestic stuff. You know, there are 1.5 million people in Juarez.
Yes.
So it's a fairly big city. It's bigger than El Paso.
Yes. And it's getting bigger because people are backed up in Juarez trying to get across the border. You know, so they're kind of backing up.
They stay there. So
Juarez gets bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So it'll soon be time, if it's not yet time, to actually go to Juarez and have fun again.
Really?
Which would bring their economy back up and more restaurants are there. While you're doing that, we can be waiting for that. We could also be waiting for Godot, or Godot, as we say.
Well, yes. You know,
at the Rio Grande Theater.
What's called one of the greatest plays of the 20th century.
It actually is one of the pivotal plays of the 20th century.
It's Absurdist Theater by Samuel Beckett. Waiting for Godot is now currently downtown. Two more performances.
Tonight and tomorrow matinee, and you have Mark Medoff. That's not them there. That's somebody else.
That's Patrick Stewart. And that's Ian McKellen.
But Mark Medoff.
They did it on Broadway last year.
Dick Rendell and
David Edwards
and Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown, who never gives his real name. So if you're looking at any sort of paper and it doesn't say Brandon Brown, but you know it is him, go with Brandon Brown.
So I saw the production on opening night, and
you're so special.
And I think it's probably the most enjoyable performance of that play I've ever seen. They went for the humor in it, which was
it's supposed to have a lot of Laurel and Hardy stuff. They based it on Laurel Hardy slapstick.
Well, Beckett was a big fan of Laurel and Hardy.
So it would be your choice.
I mean, Dick Rendell's pants even fall down at one point. He's standing there in his boxers.
He does that when you're talking to him. In person. He talks that way in person.
So the actors are all good. Mark Medoff's performance was excellent. He gave a very energetic and nuanced performance with a lot of detail in it. I got a lot out of it, and I got a lot out of the play itself. So I highly recommend.
So what you're saying is a People's Choice. We saw People's Choice this week. Tomorrow night will be the Golden Globe Awards. You respect the Golden Globes more than you respect People's Choice,
Yes,
right?
I do. I don't care. I care about the People's Choice.
I like People's Choice. It was fun. It's the people. It's the common thing. I mean, Taylor Swift wins everything. I like her too. She's good. Some other people who we like really won, and they'll probably win Golden Globe, but a lot of the popular ones. Anyhow, we have to get out of here.
The Golden Globes are a precursor for the Oscars, and so
yes.
And with that, we'll talk more about this in the coming weeks.
We'll let you know to watch it next week.
In the meantime, thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk.
Because we're coming apart.